Hello and welcome back to another FPL video, and in this video I'm going to be talking about my transfer plans for game week 37. Can you believe it? Game week 37. Only 2 game weeks left now to the end of the season. Where has that season gone? It has absolutely flown by. Bear in mind we had a World Cup in the middle of it all. So yeah, that means there's only 2 games left for the season. Obviously 4 teams have a double game week in 37. Gonna say now, just avoid Chelsea players because they are awful right now. But yeah, you got Man United, Man City, and Brighton also doubling as well as. And then you got the whole issue. Obviously, usually when I do transfer plans, you're thinking 5 game weeks in advance. Like, can they go on for this long? Now we've only got 2 games left. You're looking at, do I go for top of the table teams? But Man City, Pep likes to rotate. They might have a Champions League final. They've got an FA Cup final. Obviously, you got Champions League tomorrow night, so they might rest games for Chelsea in 37. And then you got bottom of the table, teams that are fighting for their lives that need to score goals. Should we go for those kind of players? And then obviously you got the people in the middle that don't have a relegation fight. They ain't got European football. What are they doing? Are they packing their bags and going home? We don't know, because I thought Fulham had gone home, and then they're going to score 5 goals against Leicester, just to show you I know nothing. So a lot of decisions to make, and I've got just 3 players that I'm thinking about putting into my team. But yeah, it's really hard this time of season because you just don't know mentally what players are thinking, and managers, what are they going to do? Are they going to rotate? Are they going to bring youngsters in at the end of the season? It's a tough one. It's just going to be a big gamble, I reckon, from now to the end of the season. So the first player I've got on here is a Man City player, and Gundogan. Now I said the other week I wasn't going to touch another Man City player from now on because I can't stand Pep's rotation. And I've got Gundogan on here, which is a bit frustrating because I hate the fact I've got him on here. But I can't ignore 4 goals and 1 assist in the last 2 games. Yes, they may have been against Leeds and Everton, who aren't exactly the best in the world, but still, that is pretty impressive stats. I mean, if that was Haaland, you expect it. So for it to come from Gundogan, pretty impressive. But obviously, there is the issue is nobody's nailed on except Haaland in this team. So obviously, yes, he played those last 2 games, but in the double game week in 34, he played full 90 in the first one, and then the second one, he didn't play any minutes at all. Game week 31, he didn't play any minutes at all. So he's not exactly nailed on, is he? Which is really frustrating because, yes, he played these last 2 games, and he played full 90 against Real Madrid as well. I'm assuming he's going to be playing against Real Madrid midweek, so will he be playing against Chelsea? This is the horrible thing. This is why I hate Man City, because he might play against Chelsea, but then the second double game week fixture they've got, he probably won't play. So, it's just frustrating because he looks really good and he is a decent price, and there's not many games left for the rest of the season. Will he play? Won't he play? That is the biggest issue we've got with Gundogan, because I do think he'll definitely play one of these 2 games in 37. Whether it's Chelsea or Brighton, I don't know. But I can't ignore the fact he goes in these little runs. Gundogan does. He does it usually midway through a season, but he's doing it this season at the end. Because obviously, like I said, 4 goals is pretty impressive in the last 2 games. That's double the amount of goals he's got all season. Because he had 4 goals for the rest of the season beforehand. So, goals wise before that, he wasn't doing exactly amazing. But yeah, the last couple of games, outstanding. Maybe he is worth a punt. Maybe he will play both these games in 37 and in 38. If he does, that'd be great. But if Kevin De Bruyne is not nailed on, if Ederson's not nailed on, obviously Gundogan's not nailed on. But you forget as well, Gundogan is the captain as well, which is mental. So he is somebody I'm annoyingly looking at as a possibility, obviously because Marcus Rashford we still get to hear about. So if Rashford is definitely not going to be playing in one of these double game weeks, then I might just go for a massive gamble here and just go for Gundogan, which obviously will mean he'll get dropped. But he does look really good right now, and he's definitely somebody I'm seriously considering about bringing into my team. Next on here then I got Jamie Vardy of Leicester City, which seems like an absolute stupid decision when you look at his stats. He's got 3 goals this season and only 5 assists. That is absolutely terrible for Jamie Vardy. Usually he gets about 15 goals, so to get just 3 is awful. But there is reasons, I guess. Brendan Rodgers left him on the bench most of the season, brought him on for about the last 20 minutes. So he's not really had a lot of game time realistically, but still 3 goals is pretty awful to be fair. Now, since Dean Smith's come in, he's conceded a lot of goals, but he has been starting Jamie Vardy most of the time, and he did get a goal against Leeds. He got a goal against Everton. Sounds like everybody's got goals against Leeds and Everton. And obviously, he missed that penalty against Fulham, so if he scored that, could have had 3 goals there, but he's not scored in the last 2 games. But why have I gone for Jamie Vardy after all this? Because he is expensive and he has been terrible in terms of stats. Leicester City need to score. I said this at the start of the video. Teams at the bottom, should we go for them? Leicester City are one of those teams that have to score, have to win these games to stay in the league. And I've gone for Jamie Vardy here. I'm thinking back to 2015. Is it 2015-16 season or 14-15 season? I think it's 14-15 season where Leicester had that great escape. Jamie Vardy absolutely smashed it. Now, I know that's like 8 years ago now. It's a long time ago. But you never know. He might be able to repeat it. And I know there's only 2 games here. It's not like 10 games where they went on the run. So, Newcastle, horrible fixture, really. You're just hoping that Newcastle think, yeah, we'll beat these. And then Leicester turn them over and Vardy get the goals. So I'm thinking that. And then obviously you're looking at the last game of the season. West Ham. If West Ham get into this final in Europe, game week 38, they might decide to drop their key players for this final because they're going to be safe. So then Leicester City might be able to get goals there. Vardy might be able to get goals there. So that's the reason why I'm going for Jamie Vardy there. Purely out of desperation. That's what I'm thinking. They need to score. They have to score. Jamie Vardy's got to return. That's why maybe we should look at going for Vardy for these last 2 games. It might not pay off because obviously I thought they'll beat Fulham. Didn't happen. I thought they'd get a point against Liverpool. Didn't happen. So I'm not optimistic about it, but you never know. They could do the great escape yet again. My final player I'm going to recommend here is Espinian. Now, I'm not going to lie. Obviously, I've not done my team selection video yet, but it'll come out tomorrow. But Espinian has absolutely ruined me this game week. Just gone, game week 36. Absolutely ruined me. I had him in game week 34 for a free hit, where he did really well for me. But I said to myself, particularly after the Everton thrashing, I'm not going to touch a Brighton defender now for the rest of the season, because their fixtures look mank to the end of the season. And he's only just gone and battered Arsenal 3-0. Got a goal, got an assist, and got a clean sheet, as well as 3 bonus points. The guy's absolutely killed me because I wasn't going to touch him due to these fixtures. I did not expect that 3-0 thrashing against Arsenal at all, particularly because it was at the Emirates as well as. It has shocked me. We'll see how we get on tonight against Newcastle as well, because it could get even worse for me if he gets similar returns. But anyway, that's 36. 37, they've also got a double game week. Now, first one is Southampton, who are already relegated. So, I want to say I'm confident that they can get a clean sheet because Southampton don't have a goal scorer in their team at all. I've always thought Shea Adams was a championship striker, and he's proved it yet again that he is. So, I'm very confident, which means it's not going to happen, that Brighton will get at least a clean sheet in that game. God knows if he'll get any more returns, because he was unbelievable against Arsenal. He could have got another goal. He was insane. So there is that one. Now his second game is against Man City, but Man City, yes, they're second in the league. They're unbelievable. But like I said, they're second in the league, and Brighton just beat top of league Arsenal. I mean, technically I'd say Man City pretty much top, but they beat Arsenal 3-0 comfortably. The way they play, I can see Brighton actually beating Man City. I mean, I know Man City have gone like on a, I think it's like a 12-game winning streak or something right now. They're unbelievable right now. But if they're in, let's say they're in a Champions League final, we'll find out obviously tomorrow night. But if they are in a Champions League final, they've got an FA Cup final, and they've won their first of their double game week fixtures against Chelsea, Man City might turn their heads to the finals and let Brighton through, really, or not try too hard against Brighton, where Brighton do get the win and a clean sheet. So it's an interesting one with Espinian because he's been brilliant this season. I'm so frustrated I don't have him in my team right now, particularly because of those points against Arsenal. But yeah, he's been outstanding. There's a reason why he's 18% owned. He's averaging 4 points a game. He's got 10 clean sheets this season as well as. The guy's been great, and I wasn't going to get him for the rest of the season due to the fixtures, but I tell you now, I don't see any reason why not to go for him as your third Brighton player. Obviously, March looks like he could be out for the season. You don't know who's starting up front for Brighton. If I was you, I'll have Matoma, McAllister and Espinina as your three. Obviously, people might have Steele as the goalkeeper, but those are the three I'd have in my team. So, yeah, that's why I'm recommending Espinina, because Brighton, they're a force to be reckoned with. Right then, and there you have it. Those are some of the transfer plans I have, well, I'm thinking about anyway, for game week 38. It's a tough one right now, obviously, because it is the end of the season. There's so many other players that I would definitely recommend, but I didn't want to do a big video because, like I said, there's only 2 game weeks left, so I don't want to go into too much detail. It's literally now differential time, I'd say. Just go for it, get your rank up high as you can, or just do what I'm doing at the minute. I'm just failing terribly towards the end of the season. But anyway, I do hope you like this video, and don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you all on the next one.